Am I the asshole for calling the city on my neighbor and ruining his life after he made my yard a landfill? My neighbor used my yard as his personal landfill. I waited 3 years, then I used a single zoning law to get his house condemned. When my wife and I bought our first home, we thought we had found paradise. The only flaw was our neighbor, Carl. Carl was a perpetual project, always rebuilding, renovating, or just accumulating junk. And for 3 long years, Carl treated the 5 feet of my backyard that bordered his property as his personal, non-existent landfill. It started with small things: old tires, bags of concrete mix, rusted tools. Every time I asked him to move it, he would scream that I was uptight and that it was temporary. The situation became unbearable when Carl started a massive, unauthorized deck renovation. Instead of renting a dumpster, he began throwing all the old lumber, drywall, and structural debris directly over the fence line. My yard was now a biohazard. When I called the city, they sent a cease and desist order. Carl ignored it. He responded by dumping buckets of paint thinner and sealant, creating foul chemical odors that made my patio unusable. I put up a sign that read, "Warning, this area is under video surveillance. Trespassers and illegal dumping will be prosecuted." Carl spray painted the sign black and ripped it down. I stopped arguing and started researching. I realized that my problem wasn't just illegal dumping, it was unauthorized storage of construction materials and a clear environmental hazard due to the chemicals. Crucially, I found a minor, very old zoning ordinance in our city code, Section 4-19-B. This section governed the storage of building materials within 10 feet of a primary residence and carried a specific penalty: any property found in continuous non-compliance for over 90 days, especially concerning hazardous materials, could be deemed an unfit property and subject to condemnation proceedings. I had 3 years of dated photos, video surveillance, and written complaints to the city that proved continuous non-compliance. My revenge was going to be perfectly legal and total. I compiled a 50-page binder. I hired a specialized environmental safety consultant to take soil samples on my side of the fence where the chemicals had been dumped, confirming the contamination. I paid $3,000 for this, knowing it was the ultimate investment. I marched into the city zoning office and requested a formal judicial review based on Section 4-19-B. I presented the binder, the soil tests, the 3 years of documented dumping, the city's ignored cease and desist orders, and the code violation. The zoning officer was astounded by the evidence and the specific section of the code I cited. They launched an immediate, full inspection of Carl's property. The inspection found massive systemic violations that went far beyond the dumping: unauthorized wiring, structural damage, and a clear environmental hazard. 2 weeks later, the final ruling came in. Carl's property was officially declared unfit for habitation under City Code 4-19-B. The city placed bright orange "condemned" signs on Carl's front door. He was given 30 days to clear out all the hazardous materials and construction debris, pay all back fines, which totaled over $25,000, and vacate the premises. He couldn't afford any of it. Carl tried to sue me, but my binder of evidence made his case DOA. He had to sell the condemned property for pennies to a developer who specialized in code violations. As he was moving out, Carl screamed at me that I had ruined his life. I just smiled, pointing to the neatly fenced area of my yard. "I didn't ruin your life, Carl. I just finally removed the trash."